This video is presented by Western and Southern Financial Group, a game plan for your financial future. Every great team starts with a strong foundation, and your future should too. With life insurance built like a championship roster, Western and Southern helps protect what matters most so you can focus on winning today while planning for tomorrow. Whether you're just starting out your journey, building your dynasty, or ready to retire like a champion, Western and Southern has the right play for your life stage. Visit westernsouthern.com to get your free life insurance quote today. Western and Southern, built to win. My Tampa Bay Buccaneers are taking on the Atlanta Falcons. Bucs are coming off of a loss to the New Orleans Saints, which puts them dead even at 7-6 here with the Carolina Panthers with 4 games left in the season. And it feels like one team with the Buccaneers is trending in the wrong direction. The Panthers are trending in the right direction. But as we've seen from so many teams this year, week-to-week league, as they say. Dalton, you want to talk about the Falcons or the Buccaneers here to preview Thursday?
We'll go with the Falcons offense, and obviously their focus is to run the ball right. Kirk Cousins and the lack of receivers they have right now really makes the running game the focus of their offense, and it's something they struggle to do in week 1 against the Tampa Bay Bucs, even with Michael Penix as their quarterback as the vertical passing threat. And the Falcons almost won that game anyway, but they're going to have to run the football better than they did in that first game. Their 2 running backs, Bijan Robinson and Tyler Algier, combined for just 22 carries and 48 yards between them. That's not going to get it done in this game. Not a single explosive run between the two of them in that game. But the Bucs run defense, while it was good the first month of the season, it has really petered off since week 5. They are 21st in the league in run defense grade. They're 24th in yards per carry allowed, 4.6 yards per carry allowed. And I think, Trevor, we've talked about these two guys a lot. The two in the spotlight for me for Tampa Bay are their linebackers, Levante David and Servassier Dennis. They've really struggled in recent weeks, staying with their fits, staying in their lanes, and keeping explosive runs from happening. I really think this is a big factor. The Falcons have been getting under center finally more with Kirk Cousins as their quarterback. With Michael Penix as the starter, they were under center at the second lowest rate in the league. With Kirk Cousins as their starter, it's at a top 10 rate of getting under center and just running those outside zone schemes like they should have been doing all year, honestly. But the Bucs' primary focus here is it's got to be, once again, to stop the run at a similar rate that they did in week 1 against this team and make Kirk Cousins beat them, because him and the receiving core have not been able to do that lately against their other opponents.
Yeah, and it looks like there's a chance that Mike Evans and maybe even Jalen McMillan come back for this game. We know that Chris Godwin's already in the lineup. It feels like he's getting better as the weeks go on. Emeka Egbuka is still there in the lineup, who, man, he was the hero when these two teams faced off in week 1. He had 2 touchdowns, 67 receiving yards. He was the man, and he was a big reason why they were able to come back and win that game 23-20. Bucs did not really run the ball well. Baker Mayfield had 3 passing touchdowns, but it was sort of another game that ended up being the beginning of like, hey, Mayfield's just putting the ball in harm's way this season, and that has continued. I don't mean to sound like a broken record, but the fact of the matter is, and I said this on Monday's Grade Release show after the Bucs lost to the Saints, they cannot win with Mayfield playing the way that he's playing. They can't. He has to play better. 27.7% uncatchable inaccurate pass percentage from Baker Mayfield since week 10 is the worst mark in the NFL. It's not even like he's middle of the pack. Forget about being, top 5, top 10, like he was when we were talking about him in the MVP conversation at the beginning of the year. He's worst in the NFL. You can't be worse in the NFL at a statistic like that, just not putting the ball anywhere near where it needs to be for your receivers to catch the football and expect to win, especially against a divisional opponent. So, look, this one's in Tampa. They're hosting this one this time. It has to start to get right here because the Bucs have 4 games left. 2 of them are against the Carolina Panthers, and they, as frustrating as it's been, still have everything in front of them here. But it's got to turn around this game. It has to. They can't drop this game and then go into the games against Carolina just not feeling it at all whatsoever. The comeback on the offensive side of things really has to start this week, and it has to start with Baker Mayfield. They've got to be able to run the ball a little bit better, but I feel like they've had enough success running the football where I wouldn't say that that's a major issue that they have had. So you're right. Containing Bijan Robinson, certainly a lot better than they did in week 1 because that was a major issue for them. And then just getting back to, hey, we know that Mayfield's going to put the ball in harm's way just because that's the kind of gunslinger that he has been. But I talked about this a couple of weeks ago. It's not that at the beginning of the year he wasn't having some of those turnover-worthy plays like he has throughout his career. He was just outplaying that with more big-time throws and just better plays. as the season has gone on, really over the last month and a half, the negative plays are still there. The positive plays are what is not there. So we need to get back to, at the very least, that balance for Mayfield, or it's just always going to be tough for Tampa to win this game. I do think they get back on the saddle, if you will. I think that they win this game. 24-17 is my final score here. I just don't trust the Falcons offense right now. It's just not nearly as explosive as it needs to be. I mentioned this on the Monday show. Even when it came to those third downs, which I think they were 1 for 13 on third down last week, a lot of it just was really difficult. It was throws short of the sticks. It was either right at the first down mark and they were barely getting it. There just was not a lot of explosiveness to this passing offense. And so with that being the case, I still think Tampa gets the win here. What do you think?
A couple of updates actually from a short time ago that just came out. It sounds like Mike Evans and Tristan Wirfs have a good shot to play tomorrow. Servassier Dennis is actually out, as is Tyke Smith at safety. So you'll probably get Deion Jones starting next to Levante David at linebacker, which might make the task only even harder for those two guys, those two veteran guys against Bijan and Tyler Algier. I'm with you, though. I think it's going to be a scratching and clawing kind of game. I think Jeff Ulbrich could give Baker Mayfield a lot of problems. He has not been good under pressure this year, just a 40 passing grade. And again, the Falcons blitz at one of the highest rates in the NFL. I'm going to take the Bucs 17-13. I think they really have to grind through this one. If they were smart, they ride Bucky Irving and the ground game more so to a win. I think that was their biggest area of success last week, was their ground game and even the screen game getting going with Irving. Give Mayfield easy throws, screens, shorter throws to get back into rhythm. And one of the big things with having Mike Evans back, if he is returning, the Bucs have really struggled against man coverage. Evans is usually, rightfully, their solution to beating man coverage. I think that is going to be the case at least once or twice in this game when those blitzes are coming. I'll take the Bucs in kind of an ugly defensive game.
Walt in the chat saying Trevor needs University of Illinois dog Simeon Rice to get some sacks for his Buccaneers. Walt, unfortunately, not that far-fetched of a strategy here, because the Bucs had just recently signed 36-year-old Jason Pierre-Paul, because that's how bad their edge play has been so far this season. So the Bucs got a lot of things that they got to get fixed. Anytime you're facing a divisional opponent, it's really tough. And let's throw this in there as well. Raheem, it's not like the Falcons are just like, we'll get him next year. They're coaching for their jobs, or they're sort of coaching for their jobs, right? I don't know if the seat is as hot on Raheem as some other people may lead you to believe, but if they, lose out here through the rest of the season, I certainly think there's a good chance that he could be let go. So this team needs to be competitive. And when you get a win against a divisional opponent on a primetime game like Thursday Night Football, it would mean a lot. So they're going to get the best that the Falcons can give them. And so we'll see if the Bucs can really stay pace with them and stay pace with the Carolina Panthers in the division.